I'm Tamara Nip on the volleyball team. You're watching Clan TV, home of Canada's NCAA team.
I'm Victor Gaucher from men's soccer. You're watching Clan TV, home of Canada's NCAA team.
And we're back with you on the Clan TV. It's Howard Samura, and we'll soon be joined by our analyst, Zahid Vali Hashim. It's time for men's basketball in the GNAC. If you're with us earlier, the Simon Fraser women with a victory over Western Oregon. The men winless on the season in the GNAC. Set today to face the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets. The Clan coming in 0-11, and the Yellowjackets with 3 victories in the GNAC. So a prime opportunity here for Simon Fraser men's basketball to find that elusive first victory in the conference. And that's been a similar theme here on all of our pregame shows as we get set for Clan men's basketball. But Clan keep believing here and hoping that they can finally break into the win column. We will set up the game here with our analyst, Zahid Vali Hashim. And Zahid, I want you to bring us up to date on kind of what's happened with this Montana State Billings team. Understand some complications at the border and the full team not here tonight.
Yeah, I guess we just heard from the coaching staff from the Simon Fraser coaching staff was talking to some of the coaching staff from Montana State Billings, and I guess a couple of guys unfortunately couldn't make it across the border. So they are playing a little shorthanded. 7 guys are going to be on this squad today here listed on the score sheet with a couple minutes to go here left in the pregame. But importantly, there's 2 guys that their leading scorers. 2 guys are in the top 4 in terms of scoring average for the Yellowjackets, and those 2 that are not here are number 33 Christian Evans and number 22 Emmanuel Johnson, both averaging just over 11 points a game. So and then also to note that starting today for Billings will be number 21 Kamal Tall, who has not started a game, as a guy who plays 6.5 minutes a game, averaging 1.3 points. So see what kind of contribution they get from him in the starting lineup. But a shorthanded staff here for the visitors, but we'll see opportunity for some other guys to step up for them, and I'm sure the coaching staff made some adjustments in terms of how they play this game and some of the looks that they might get. So see what we get.
22, almost 23 points a game you're taking out of the starting group of those 2 guys. And as you mentioned, Jay Sanderson, their leading scorer, is out with an ACL injury, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Add to that this Simon Fraser team, so desperate for a victory, Z, and the fact that they're getting Max Barkley back in the lineup today.
Yeah, and that's, I think, a surprise to a lot of people. Obviously, there was a process that they went through with the NCAA, and they appealed the decision and won the appeal. So Max Barkley's not listed as a starter here today, but I'm sure we will see minutes from him off the bench, whether they're early or later. I'm not sure if I don't believe he's been at practice because of the the ineligibility, but now he is eligible, so I'm not sure how much practice time he's had. But it looks like things are in place for the Clan to maybe get a W here, and more importantly, you got Max Barkley back in the lineup. You're playing a shorthanded team, and you don't want to, if they do win this game, you don't want to say it was because of a shorthanded staff from Billings, but we'll see what happens out there, and referees coming by to say hello and fist pump to start the game here. Good luck,
We
gentlemen.
like to do that with our officials. But you're right, Barkley. I mean, 9 games, all start, 17 points a game for this team. You know, even if you ease him in, he's there as a potential offensive guy for you.
And I'm sure, Coach Hill and the staff here are very pleased to have him, available to them here in this game.
We're going to take a short break here on Clan TV for the singing of the Canadian and the American national anthems. And Z and I'll be right back with you with the opening tip on Clan TV. And we are back with you at the West Gym. It's Howard Samura, Zahid Vali Hashim. The starting lineup set now to be introduced for both teams here tonight. Montana State Billings, as Z let you know, some complications at the border. The 3 players left behind, unable to join their teammates here on Burnaby Mountain. So there will be some interesting lineup combinations. 2 of those guys, key members of the starting lineup for head coach Jamie Stevens and assistant coach Brad Schmidt. The Simon Fraser clan actually being introduced now. So O'Shea Geary getting the nod, and freshman out of Ohio. Andrew Williamson, the Aussie, has worked his way into a steady starting gig now in the backcourt with this Clan team. You see him there, number 2. His fellow countryman Michael Harper, number 10, the veteran leader of this Clan basketball team. As well, the big man from Torrance, California, Jamron Sawani. And of course, J.J. Pankratz out of Yale Secondary, the last guy introduced here. number 22 for the Simon Fraser Clan. And as they bring up the house lights here at the West Gym, we can let you know the starters for Montana State Billings. Number 1, Preston Beverly. Number 2, Kendall Denham. Mark Matthews, number 13. Kamal Tall, number 21. And number 24 is Jordan Perry. And let's get ready for some mix and match basketball here. See if the Yellow Jackets can find some instant karma here, Z, and if they can, the Clan are going to have to work tonight.
Yeah, no, like you said, they've obviously got a different look to their starting lineup, and we'll see what they can produce. I'm really interested to see how number 21 will contribute here, obviously starting at center and taking the tip off here against the other 21. So we got 2 21s out there in the post, Jabron Sawani for SFU and Kamal Tall getting his first start of the season for the Yellow Jackets.
And as you mentioned, just about 6.8 minutes a game. He does not play a lot of basketball for this team. Sawani with a great leap there to win the jump ball, and quickly the Clan to the attack here. Michael Harper, his dive into the paint. The one-hander is going to go for Harp, and he gets his team on the scoreboard. Let's see what happens here for the Simon Fraser Clan team. And seen this team many times this year. It's all about the full 40 minutes. You can't really come down with the verdict until you see if they can play the full 2 quarters. There's a drive to the basket there by number 13, Mark Matthews.
And talking to the coaching staff before the game, he said that 13 was a player that really hurt them when they were down in Billings earlier this year, New Year's Eve.
Yep, these teams played on New Year's Eve. There's a great hesitation dribble off the window, and that's what O'Shea Geary can do. See, we've talked about that.
And I really like that from Gary. I like him driving the basket early. We've seen him a lot of times settle for a long jump shot, and he hasn't been particularly strong with that shot. So it's nice to see him drive, attack, going against a big, and make an athletic move to score the 2.
Well, there's Matthews. The pass almost picked off. He's going to get it back and put up a 3-ball, knock it down. Mark Matthews, the junior out of Sierra Vista, Arizona. And he comes in as one of the dangerous scorers on this team. 13.3 points a game for the Arizona native. Simon Fraser now with the basketball. Sawani just off the block up top to Harper. Little hesitation in the paint off the window. Can't find the roll. There's Sawani working hard underneath the glass, and a great sign early for number 21. He brings the energy down low, draws the foul, and gets to the free throw line. So Kamal Tall, the 6'8 sophomore out of Belgium, as we watch on the Clan TV replay, Jabron Sawani. Too strong on the first one there for Sawani. This Clan team perhaps counting on getting Pop Sek into the lineup this year and thought they'd have their 7-footer, but hasn't worked out that way. And mismatches in the post a lot, but Sawani, a warrior out there, gets one of those free throws to fall. 5-3 the lead now for the Clan.
It's almost like a favorable matchup for the Clan in the post. They obviously have a relatively inexperienced, Kamal Tall for MSU, but particularly not a deep bench. So maybe a situation where the Clan might be able to match up in the post in terms of size, and that's something they haven't done.
And you saw that there too. I mean, he got the ball in post position, did Tall, and really didn't look to score. He's more wants to set, pass the ball, set a screen, and they did that for Matthews to get the jumper there. 5-5 the score. Here's Pankratz with the ball in the half court. JJ with the left hand, can't finish, goes to the right hand. We talk about the Mikan drill. It looked like it there in real game action for JJ Pankratz.
And he's by far the most athletic guy on this Clan team, and it's almost like you see him with that hang time and just a nice little tip back. Be nice to see from Pankratz.
So JJ gets on the board. 7-5 Clan is the score here in the early going. Drive to the basket is not going to go, but Tall is there to play the garbage man underneath. Preston Beverly unable to score it, but Mr. Tall, aptly named at 6'8", scores for the Yellow Jackets. Here's Williamson, the drive in the paint, the kick to Harper. Behind the back, goes with the left hand off the window, and what a classy basket that was by Michael Harper.
That was a great move behind the back, beat his defender, and up and over Kamal Tall for the 2.
Well, I tell you, Matthews is on fire. He fades from 15 with a man in his face. He's got 7 now, I believe it is, in this game.
Yeah, opening up 3 for 4, and he's got 7 of these 9 points for the the visiting team here.
Well, two of his teammates left behind at the border, unable to get through the border crossing. So Matthews says, I'm the man here tonight and I'm going to score it. He's doing a good job there. Kendall Denham now number 2. We're going to see the return of Max Barkley, number 5, coming into this game. You may have seen Barkley earlier in the season with the long curly locks. He's shaved it all off. Battle for a loose ball there, and Tall with a great job of getting on the deck. This time it's O'Shea Geary getting it done. Geary gets the ball back here. What a one-on-one player he is. Several aspects of his game, though, you wonder. You want him to maybe slow it down. He saw the shot there and took a quick one. Great shot there from the other side, Jordan Perry.
And we've talked about the struggles that Gary's had with that long-range jumper, and they've, continuing early here. And I like that first move that he made earlier to score the first 2 and drive the basket, be aggressive. And now, I was a little unpleasant with that one in terms of getting that shot early in the shot clock. You'd like to see him maybe slow it down a bit, or maybe look at attacking.
Well, this time JJ finishing underneath the basket. I know what you're talking about with Geary, Z, because he's got the belief he can make the shot, and I know it's going to come, and it's going to be sensational when it does, but it's tough when you're shooting a low percentage from outside, and very soon into the shot clock, that shot gets hoisted. 12-11, the Montana State Billings lead here. Mark Matthews powered, number 13, the 6'2 junior guard of Sierra Vista, Arizona. Timeout on the floor now. 4:55 into this contest. We'll take a short break here on Clan TV and back with more from the West Gym.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
When I first came to SFU, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. When I got into my second semester, I suddenly wasn't so sure what I wanted to do anymore. So I started to explore a little bit. Archaeology, communications, history, even kinesiology. And then I decided to go on exchange to France for a year. I was an orientation leader for a year, became a community advisor in residence, helped start a choir, I even took a rowing course. After SFU, I have lots of possibilities of what I could do, but whatever I do, I know I'll be ready for it.
And we're back on Clan TV, checking out the last basket there by JJ Pankratz. JJ with the miss, but the follow with the right hand underneath is going to go, and that brings us to where we are right now. 12-11 Montana State Billings over the Clan. 15:05 left in the first half of play. Howard Samura, Zahid Valley Hashem. And we're nestled comfortably atop Burnaby Mountain in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. I hope you enjoy the Clan TV broadcast from wherever you may be watching. Simon Fraser, the only non-U.S. school in the NCAA. And it's Max Barkley now back off of, well, we'll get into Max Barkley's situation in a bit. He is a guy who's been putting up double-figure plus scoring for this team that had to sit out the past 6 or 7 games, and he's back in the lineup now. Harper with the shot for 3, and Harp with a big three-pointer. He opened the scoring, and this time knocks down a great shot. Clan now up 14-12.
That was a good possession for the Clan. They moved the ball around and were able to find an open look from Harper there.
Now, you got to almost shake your head, though. Matthews is dialed in. I think he's already got 10 in this game, if I'm not mistaken. But oh, great turnaround move by Sewanee. Where did that come from? I love Javron Sewanee in the paint. Great spinning move. Sewanee playing some inspired basketball down low. A great basket to give his team the lead back. This time Pankratz is going to knock the ball away underneath the basket. And Barkley, with great energy down the floor, is going to get to the free throw line there. So the foul being called against number 13, Matthews, his first of the game. So 7 guys, Z, you play up-tempo ball, there's a chance you can get this team tired.
There is.
Down the stretch.
And also get them into foul trouble, too. Obviously, the 2-0 on the foul count here, but the Clan are really attacking. They recognize that, they're playing a team with a bit of a shorthanded bench, and they're really attacking the basket and trying to draw fouls. I love the tempo. I love the pace, and, the Clan have been playing from behind a lot this season, so it's nice to see them kind of feel a little bit more, play with a little bit more comfort and confidence, and have a close little 2-point lead here early.
Well said. You know what? 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 17-point lead as Tyrell Lewin gets set to check in here at the minor officials table. Clan not taking that many bad shots in this game. They're working stuff around. They're scoring in the paint. They're getting tip-in putbacks. They're playing a way more high-percentage offense. And there's a chance to get another defensive stop. Sewanee doing all he can to extend, and he does just enough to stop number 44, Cade Alcorn, the 6'6 freshman out of Fresno, California. Sewanee back up top. JJ for 3 off the back iron, and that's a good shot for JJ. There's Denham going right to the basket, and ooh. It's taken out hard from behind by Barkley. He's getting up okay, and he's going to get an opportunity here. Kendall Denham, the 6-foot sophomore out of Malta, Montana. And I pride myself on my geography, but I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I can't say that I know where that is either, but a lot of basketball going on in Montana. I was looking at the scoreboard there in the break, and Montana is playing Montana State. And we got a close game there, so all the folks listening in from Montana, Montana is up at Montana State 66-64 with just over 4 minutes to go in that game.
Wow. You're dialing up the basketball gods here. You're finding the scores at just the right moments, and Montana State Billings, the Division II franchise in the state. So Denham, we just talked about him being called for his first foul of the game. Hide Vos, the Dutch product in the game right now, number 3. He'll inbound the ball to Barkley, number 5. You mentioned Lewin's in the game. You see him, number 23, setting the high screen for Pankratz. JJ facing up the basket, getting the roll, and JJ Pankratz, high percentage shots, and that's what I like about what they're doing here.
Yeah, and he has a lot of high hang time. Obviously, we talked about his athleticism and when he had the nice put back off the miss, but he's got that hang time, able to set up and get some nice form on those jumpers, and it's nice to see him score there.
Well, I'll tell you, Matthews can find his shot anywhere on the floor. The top scorer in this game.
It's one of those situations where the coaching staff might have said, you know what, we're going to let him have his points, but we just need to shut down the other 4 guys that are on the floor, and it seems like that's the case. He's got 12 of 20 points here, so there may be a situation where they're just trying to shut down everyone else, and it's going to be tough for one guy to beat this team on his own in terms of scoring.
Barkley could have a huge night. Here's Denham guarded by Barkley, who just hit a 3. So Max has got 4 points in this game in his return to the Clan lineup. Drive into the paint by number 1. Great take there by Preston Beverly. Doesn't result in any points. Great look, dish down underneath by Denham. And who's down there to play some defense? It was JJ Pankratz, I believe. The timeout on the floor now, and we can let you know about some of the sponsors of Simon Fraser Basketball. They are always there to promote and support Simon Fraser Basketball, and one of them is Nestor's Market. They're proud to be the official grocer of SFU Athletics, the local grocery store which offers a full selection of items, including organic, all-natural, and gluten-free. They also have a full-service meat and seafood department, a fresh produce department, as well as a deli and a bakery department. So much more. Visit Nestor's Market today at the Cornerstone. Time to look at some of the numbers, Z, and this Simon Fraser Clan team, we talked about the high percentage shots. They're shooting 64.3% from the field. They're not living and dying by the three-point shot. It's a recipe for a victory. It really is.
It is. I mean, they're making the most of their shots, and they just really need to buckle down on defense. Looking at the stats here, that Billings is also shooting at a pretty high clip themselves at 61.5%. So both teams, we got 8 of 13, 9 of 14. So and the score is indicative of that as well. So really need to buckle down on defense. Maybe look at maybe trying to D up Mark Matthews a little bit tighter and see if they can prevent him from scoring. Well, he's 5 of 6 to start this game, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Preston Beverly, number 1, is 0 for 3. But if you take that away from the game, they're 8 for 10 throughout the rest of their lineup. They are doing a job there as Beverly gets set to shoot his first free throws of the game here. Wildemore, California. is the home of Preston Beverly. He's a 6'7" freshman forward. Makes them both. He's making his 6th start of the season with this group. Here is Barkley falling after taking the 3. Barkley is going to get 3 free throws. The foul's being called on number 32, Sven Jashoud, excuse me. Part of the issue with this Simon Fraser team, sorry Z, is you know, when you looked at O'Shea Geary and you looked at Max Barkley in this backcourt at the start of the year, you know what, great athleticism, they were taking everybody on, they wanted to push the tempo, but a lot of volume of shots to get where they wanted to go. And I think it really did hurt them, but I see it being reined in a bit here.
Yeah, no, and you know, it's nice to see Barkley come back because, you know, the team dynamic changed a little bit with you know, him being academically or ineligible, but you know, it's nice to see him back and contributing. Obviously, he knocks down the free throw there to give him a 4-point lead.
Well, Barkley had suffered a concussion. We told you to bring you up to date on that, and when you suffer a concussion, it can be tough to get in there and hit the books a lot of the times, and the appeal went through. The NCAA apparently understanding the situation there, and would you call it a compassionate appeal? I don't know what it was, but it ends up getting Barkley back, and I think he's healthy, and that's the main thing here for the Clan.
Yeah, we didn't get the verbiage on in terms of what the actual you know, notice said to the school, but you know, hopefully that you know, he's dealing with he's dealt with or has continued to improve from the situation that he's dealing with, and that's nice to see him out there.
Well, there's Toll on a great behind-the-back pass, number 21. Able to finish off, I believe that was Preston Beverly with the pass. But a great effort there. Here's Barkley with a 3-ball, low arcer. Voss guarding on the far side of the floor, number 3. 2 subs now as Sewanee and Harper will come into the game, 21 and 10. Out of the game, JJ Pankratz, and I believe Tyrell Lewin as well was in there. Anyway, 2 new Clan players into the game.
Yeah, it looks like Harper and Sewanee checking in there for Lewin and Pankratz.
2 of the starters taking a brief break. Here's Toll, high off the glass. I bring up Toll, and you kind of have some trepidation. You see the 6'7" guy coming in, because the Clan played a game last week where a guy who barely played came in and just lit them up. So
yeah,
you kind of wonder.
Yeah, they did face a tough matchup there, and
oh my gosh.
you know, I hope that you know, for the sake of the Clan here, that you know, they don't see the same kind of result out of Toll.
Well, they made him look like Dirk Nowitzki, so I hope they don't make this guy look like I don't know who, but Clan now backing in defense here as they continue to hang around in this basketball game against Montana State Billings. Short-handed, but certainly not short of any effort here. Turnaround effort there by Kate Alcorn is not going to go. Alcorn in off the bench, not one of the starters here, but as we mentioned, they came with 7 guys, so Simon Fraser in a position here to wear a team down and play off their lack of depth if they can here at home.
And obviously a great crowd here for the pink game, cheering them on, and you know, cheered on the women's team to a nice victory here. So a lot of fans obviously stuck around to see the men's team here.
And there's a dunk that's going to raise the crowd, and a great dish from Max Barkley, working well with Jabron Sewanee, who puts it down with authority on the baseline. 25-23 is the score for Simon Fraser.
And we haven't seen too many dunks, so it's nice to see Sewanee get up on that one there, and a beautiful feed from Barkley.
And Sewanee rose gracefully there. He had no problem getting up to put it down. The Clan crowd loved it. There's no question about it. Dunking a basketball game in front of your hometown crowd, and you're gonna hear the cheers. Sewanee with a great move there. He's got a big smile as he looks back at the bench. Foul, though, called on the play here. And at the free throw line now, Kendall Denham.
Bit of Voss picking up that foul there. That's the third team foul for the Clan. 9:49 to go.
13 foul first for Voss. He comes out of the game. Williamson and Harper along with Geary, Sewanee, and Barkley, the 5 Clan players on the floor. They're sitting with a 2-point lead here just past the midway mark of the opening half. Clan TV, Howard Samura here with Zahid Valley Hashem, and we are courtside at the West Gym. As Andrew Williamson tees up the 3 ball off the side of the goal. And Jordan Perry now with the basketball. He's going to drive past O'Shea Geary and thought he might get one off the window. Alcorn working hard underneath, and 44 with a workmanlike hoop underneath for Cade Alcorn. He's going to knock this game at 27. And I think a positive sign for Montana State Billings, not relying solely on Mark Matthews to provide the offense. He's crying. That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Max Barkley took a 3. Sven Jashade actually had his...
They've got a tip here, and now there's
How?
some confusion going on here. Referees trying to figure out what to do. Looks like they thought they're not sure if there was or was not a tip.
But when they came down, the opposition player had actually a hold of Barkley's hand, and he's going, look at my hand.
I wasn't sure who blocked that. Did you see who got a tip on that?
Yeah, it would definitely be Sven, number 32 for Montana State Billings. Well, we'll keep it locked at 27, and the Jackets now with the ball. Drive, a shoulder lowering there, and a travel called against Jordan Perry, the 6'4" sophomore guard from Gilbert, Arizona, Mesquite High School. It's a pretty young Montana State Billings team here. As youthful as the Clan. Pankratz out to set the screen on Perry. They try to turn a corner, and Jordan Perry's going to get called for the foul as he tries to stay with O'Shea Geary in the open court. Take a look at the replay here on Clan TV as O'Shea Geary, at the best of times, not the easiest guy to keep up with on the floor. But when he works off that high screen, he's able to gain a bit more advantage as he turns the corner. Clan basketball here. 8:32 left, locked at 27. Pankratz with the ball to Geary. Whistle away from the play on the baseline, I believe. And Williamson getting called for the foul there for Simon Fraser.
Well, I think he might have pushed off on the MSU player there to pick up that offensive foul. 27-27, both teams shooting 10 of 19. Sorry, 10 of 19, and we had 10 of 18 for MSU, so pretty close in all the stats.
Now they're bouncing each other on the floor and on the scoreboard, as you mentioned. See, here's O'Shea Geary in the open court. And O'Shea is an absolute force of nature in the open court. The foul being called on Matthews. That's Matthews' second foul now.
Yeah, and that's a big one for Matthews. They're obviously a guy that they're going to need to carry this team. He's got 12 points here in this game, but that's a tough one. He'll have to sit for the last 8 minutes of this first half here, likely.
One-on-one. I'm not sure there's anybody in this league one-on-one that you'll say definitively Geary couldn't beat off the dribble. He is so explosive as a freshman. When the rest of the game comes together, it is going to be something to watch here for O'Shea Geary, the talented freshman wearing number 1 for this Clan basketball team. Kick it back up top to Beverly. Montana State Billings, the scoreboard seems locked at 27. We'll kick it back up top to Beverly. Great screen set there at the top. But the shot clock's going to expire, and the Clan plays some solid defense there. Harper right down the floor. He puts up a shot at the last second to get to the free throw line. Good job by the veteran Harper. There's a timeout on the floor here as we watch on Clan TV the replay here. Harper. Oh, and Harper's going to get called for the offensive foul. Tough break for SFU as we head into a timeout. we're going to stay with you here on Clan TV, and it's an interesting point of this basketball game, Z. This score has been locked at 27 for about 3 or 4 minutes, it seems. I don't know if the real time is that it's been locked, but it sure seems like a long time. What's happening in terms of why these teams can't get going offensively at this point of the game?
It has, and they both teams started off, she had a very efficient clip, we're in the high 60s, and now both teams are 10 of 20, shooting 50%. So, the ball hasn't been going in for either team, and I think we've had some really physical plays. We've had some off-ball stuff. The referees had to stop playing and talk to a couple people for getting tangled up and stuff. So I think both teams are pretty ramped up, and I think they just need to get back to even keel and just focus on their game plan and what they talked about leading up to this game, and focus on that to get back into sorts.
Yeah, there's a desperation that there's a dynamic here, and I gave it away. A dynamic here that starts with a D. It is desperation for these teams. I mean, Montana State Billings near the bottom of the GNAC standings with the 3 victories on the season, and when you come in to play a winless team, you figure, hey, you got to get this one. At the same time, Simon Fraser's going, hey, we can get this one. These guys are coming in. They're on the road, second game in 3 nights, and they only have 3 victories, and they don't have 4 guys on their team. They only came with 7. So maybe that contributes to the scrappiness. We see Graham Smith now number 20.
And I just looked at the stats, and it's just under 2 minutes of game time that the score has been tied for.
Okay. Could seem like an eternity. Beverly underneath the basket. A one-hander is going to go, and as soon as we say it, there it goes. 29-27 for the Jackets. And we're in gray out of Billings. They take to the basket there by Voss. He's displaced to the possession, though, and has to fight on the sideline. Harper, nice. Oh, thought he had Smith underneath, but Alcorn there to break it up. So Sven Jashade there with the drive to the basket, the 6'3" freshman from Germany.
It's like Harper picked up the foul on the drive, and that's his second foul. So a defensive stalwart for the Clan team here may look to get subbed out in the coming minutes here.
See what they do here. Pankratz is not in the game right now. Perhaps he'd be the guy that would come in. Jashade there now taking the second free throw. He's going to miss that one. Boy, Beverly thought he had the rebound, but Harper comes up with it. He'll stay in the game with those 2 fouls. That's Barkley now running the point. Barkley, the pass cross court to Voss. They'll find Sewanee on the block. They'll move it around for a Voss triple, and Hide just shy of the make there, and he is a great 3-point shooter. Interesting lineup on the floor with Graham Smith and Jabron Sewanee as the front court forces the swingman Voss, along with the guards on the floor, Harper and Barkley.
It's a really good call by the official there, picking up Hall, trying to box out Sewanee, and a little bit too aggressive there, but it's a good call from the official to recognize that.
Sewanee with the miss there from the free throw line. Keep it at 29-27, 2-point lead for the men in gray from Billings, Montana. As we say, they're working shorthanded, and they are going with a 7-player roster here at the West Gym. And right now, Mark Matthews, their leading scorer, off, sitting with 2 fouls. Jashade with a great drive to the basket, and there he is, Mr. Tall, number 21, able to finish. And he's been an effective garbage man underneath.
And the Clan really need to slow things down here, I think. They're just playing at a pace that's a little bit out of what they're used to playing, and they just need to run the clock a little bit, set up for a good shot, and exactly what they're doing on this possession here.
Nice dish by Barkley underneath, but they can't find the angle they want from Voss, so they'll kick to Harper for 3, and Harper off the side iron. Great rebound, and that showed you the length there of Graham Smith. Kick across court, Barkley keeps it in bounds. And they're saying, hey, 23 on the shot clock, just take your time. Pass goes cross court to Harper. Into the paint, turnaround move to Voss. Hide shakes his defender and puts up a 3-ball that's going to go off the back iron. Beverly the drive, off the window, doesn't go off the front iron. Harper with a nice rebound. Montana State Billings quickly back on defense. Barkley, though, probing the defense here. Tyrell Liu and J.J. Pankratz set to check in at the next stoppage. There's going to be a foul down low, and that's going to go for a push on number 2, Kendall Denham, we're pretty sure here. Oh, check that, number 3.
Yeah, it was a hit of Voss is going to pick up an
I thought it was
foul.
okay.
These players coming to set a screen, and Hida looks like he caught him up above the neck a little bit, maybe in the face, trying to get around.
Apologies there. Voss with a foul for Simon Fraser, not the other way around, and it's the second foul of the game for Hide Voss. Here's a drive and kick back to Tall, and Tall has the touch. Z, you mentioned this kid's playing 6.5 minutes a game, but he's coming in and he's scored on consecutive touches down the floor, this time with the N1 opportunities we see on Clan TV. Boy, Tall with a, try to pardon the pun here for the Belgian native, with a tall order here with 2 starters out of the lineup. Smith with the rebound there.
He's really making the most of his minutes here, shooting a very effective 4 of 5 from the floor, 8 points, which is well above his season average of 1.3.
1.3, you're right about that. Opportunity knocks, and Mr. Tall answers for Montana State Billings, and they are leading this game 33-27. Here's Smith in the block, out to Pankratz. On the baseline, JJ, tough shot. Boy, that is a tough shot. Not much time to register your body in terms of squaring up there. Just a lot of upper body control there from Pankratz on that shot. Here's a jumper, and that's going to fall for number 32, Sven Jashade.
It'll be interesting to see how Tall finishes this game more than he starts. As obviously a guy who plays, 6 minutes, see how his stamina is, and is he able to play, the minutes that he's going to be asked to play this game. That'll be
that's a great point. He is going to have to manage those minutes, and great catch and shoot there by Barkley. Much needed points for the Clan. They got to get going here. They don't want to let a game slip away. They're trailing by 5, 3:28 left to the break. Tyrell Lewin now in. Missed a call there. I didn't see what happened, Z.
Yeah, it looks like we had an offensive foul on 32, setting an illegal screen.
Well, Sven Jashade then with the foul, and he immediately asked for a timeout to come out of this contest. A timeout on the floor, and we will take a short break here on Clan TV. Back with more, 36-31, 3:24 from the break.
When I first came to SFU, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. When I got into my second semester, I suddenly wasn't so sure what I wanted to do anymore. So I started to explore a little bit. Archaeology, communications, history, even kinesiology. And then I decided to go on exchange to France for a year. I was an orientation leader for a year, became a community advisor in residence, helped start a choir, I even took a rowing course. After SFU, I have lots of possibilities of what I could do, but whatever I do, I know I'll be ready for it.
And we're back with you. The Simon Hotel is a proud sponsor of Simon Fraser Basketball. Take your next hotel stay to new heights at the Simon Hotel, located on the SFU Burnaby campus. In addition to breathtaking views from one of the Lower Mainland's highest hotels, guests receive complimentary parking, access to Simon Fraser University Fitness Center and Pool, and discounted rates at the dining hall. Visit their website at sfu.ca/stay here, the Simon Hotel. As the teams come back onto the floor, Simon Fraser trailing by 5, a 2-possession deficit right now as we're ahead of the stats, and Simon Fraser shooting percentage going down, but still a healthy 48%, 12 of 25 from the field, as O'Shea Geary makes his foray down the floor to Williamson. Harper playing those tough steps in the post. He's going to face the basket now and pull up from 15 off the side iron. Smith batting that ball, using that wingspan. And Graham Smith has exceptional wingspan. Here we go. The drive, the turnaround by Alcorn is going to roll off the rim. He's going to get an offensive board and battle underneath. Can't get it to go. And as they battle for a loose ball there, Williamson reaching. Likely to get called for the foul there as he reached around number 24, Jordan Perry. I'm getting everything wrong tonight, Z. So Alcorn is getting called for the foul. So I saw Williamson kind of draped all over Alcorn, but obviously something else happened there, and it went the other way. Alcorn is the guy shooting the free throws. Getting the front end there to make it 36-32, cuts it to a 4-point deficit.
It was an interesting call. I thought it was going the other way as well, but nevertheless, Williamson's at the line and hits the second free throw there.
Makes them both. Number 2, the Australian native. JJ Pankrat set to check in at the next stoppage here for the Clan. This Simon Fraser team so hungry for a GNAC victory, something they haven't been able to taste this season under the first-year head coach Virgil Hill. Former Clan player. Kendall Denham, he's going to drive to the free throw line and beyond, off the window. Bad angle there as he tried to find a teammate, I believe, Jordan Perry, but Simon Fraser now with Harper in full flight down the floor. Harper the dish to Geary for 3, and O'Shea off the mark. Great job to rebound the ball by Sewanee underneath, and that is Graham Smith able to finish the Pitt Meadows product, getting a basket there for the Clan.
Great recognition from Sewanee, saw out of the corner of his eye, they had an open big man there and was able to find him for the easy bucket.
Yeah, Sewanee shows you so much in flashes. If he could stay on the floor for extended minutes, could do some real damage. Great job there reverse-wise from Preston Beverly. 6'7" freshman using all the wingspan underneath for a protected shot under the basket. Here's Williamson from the elbow, pulling up and draining it.
It's nice to see the Clan, shooting at 48%. It's not something you see very often, but they really need to focus on defense here. And I mean, Montana State Billings shooting 50%, so if they can get some stops defensively, they can maybe create a bit of a lead here.
Yeah, you know what? This Montana State Billings team finds ways to get in close, though. Finds ways to get high percentage shots, and you just saw it right there. Preston Beverly. They're not going to take bad shots.
No, they're not, but the Clan really need to focus here with, Tall out of the game. He's got 3 fouls, so he's not going to be, a factor here for the last minute, but timeout called by the Clan here.
Well, they've got Tall and Matthews out of the game right now. Key offensive cogs for Montana State Billings in light of all the problems that they had at immigration, or crossing the border, rather. So this Clan team needs to go for the jugular. That might sound funny, trailing by 3 and 0-11 on the season, but this is a game that is within reach, as was the Concordia game a couple of weeks ago here at the West Gym that the Clan weren't able to take. So there clearly is some emotion here from this Clan team trying to end a nightmarish start to anyone's season. 0-11 is very tough to take, so they're working hard and trying to get through that. Harper and Williamson, the two Aussies, come into the game along with 2 Americans there, and O'Shea Geary and Jabron Sewanee, the lone Canadian in that group, the BC native from Abbotsford. JJ Pankrat's number 22. Montana State Billings. Sven Jachet checking back into the game. Number 32, and he's guarding O'Shea Geary right now. Pankrat's now with the basketball. He'll come to a jump stop and find Harper. And work it back to the top as Geary drives to the basket. Contact there, and O'Shea, I think, is going to get to the free throw line. Indeed, he will.
That's the 10th team foul and a shooting foul, so Gary will go to the line for 2, but if you're the MSUB coaching staff here, you got to be really talking to your guys and say, hey, you guys got to watch the fouls, because 10 fouls in the first half with a short bench. They want to make sure these guys can stick it out for the rest of the game, and a close one especially.
Well, I'll try to pronounce it right. I believe it's Jashud, number 32, who got called for the foul there. Did we get a pronunciation guide that I didn't look at? Clan cut it to 1 point here with 45 seconds left, and Kendall Denham, number 2, brings it down the floor. Williamson trying to lock up on him, but they'll go up top to Mark Matthews now back into the game, and he was on fire to start this game. He's going to feed Alcorn in the post. A turnaround shot against Sewanee won't go, and Harp there to get the rebound. Michael Harper pouncing on that loose ball, and here come the Clan. 19 seconds left, shot clock off, and O'Shea Geary with the basketball. Harper down to 7 seconds, and Harper is going to be the one taking the shot. No, he's going to dish to Sewanee, tapped away at the last second, and here's Matthews. He's going to put it up, it'll go. If it's good, it's going to count, and it won't. 40-39 is the score from the West Gym. We are going to leave you now for a break. We're going to be back before the start of the second half to break down some of the numbers, and we will at that point have an interview with Clan assistant coach Steve Hansen before the start of the second half. So we'll take a break now. For Zahid Valley Hashem, Howard Simura here on Clan TV, and we'll be back with more in a few minutes.
At any given moment at the keg, something special is happening.
It's on us to stop sexual violence.
We are Canada's NCAA team.
With 400 student athletes in 17 sports.
Together, we can end sexual violence at SFU.
To look out for each other.
And not look the other way.
To get a friend home safe.
To not blame the victim.
It's on us.
It's on us.
To speak up.
To step in.
To support those who need it.
To be a part of the solution, not the problem.
It's on me, it's on you, it's on us.
Because consent matters.
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 Learn more about how you can contribute to a culture of zero tolerance towards sexual violence at SFU by visiting sfu.ca/sexual assault.
Because together, we can make a difference.
Back in the spring of 1986, 2 years removed from representing Canada at the 1984 Summer Olympics, Britt Townsend resumed her collegiate career at Simon Fraser University with a flourish, setting a record in the 800 meters at the NAIA National Championships, which, with each passing season, seemed more and more unbeatable. 2 laps of the track in 2:03.89. Yet it's because that record no longer stands that this story has truly come full circle.
I feel really fulfilled that I was able to run at a collegiate level. And I almost feel even more fulfilled that I was able to coach the athlete that bettered my record. That was always my goal. If it was going to get beat, it better be by somebody who I'm coaching.
Helen Crofts was not even born when her coach-to-be, the former Britt McRoberts, set the NAIA 800-meter championship meet record. Yet their resumes are so uniquely similar, right down to the fact that each graduated from West Vancouver Secondary with 800-meter titles at the BC High School Championships.
Like myself, she was a multi-sport athlete all the way through high school. She could have gone on and played provincial field hockey and international field hockey probably, but chose track, which I did as well. I think she first came on the scene when she was in about grade 10, which is pretty similar to me as well. But she's definitely better in the sciences than I was. That'd be a big difference.
Yet rocket science wasn't needed to see the kind of influence Townsend was beginning to have, and that both she and Crofts were kindred souls.
I think the biggest thing for Britt with me is that she's really taught me confidence, but also to believe in yourself and believe what's possible. And that's one of the biggest things I've taken away from my experience at SFU in general. And that applies to almost anything in life.
With her performance peaking for the 2011 NAIA Outdoor Nationals, Crofts was competing at such a high level that both coach and athlete agreed the time was right to try and break Townsend's national record. The symmetry of its 25th anniversary just made it all the more special.
I said, you know what, you have nothing to lose. There's nobody in the race that's going to touch you anyways. So why don't we just go for it? She went completely by herself and ran the record on her own, which had, I guess I probably did the same thing, but for her to do that 25 years later, and obviously competition gets a little stronger, was awesome.
Sometimes you start running and you feel fantastic, and I remember the crowd was super into it too. I think they realized kind of early on what I was shooting for. I ended up shattering my personal best by about half a second. Yeah, it was just a crazy experience. It was my birthday that day. I think it was my 21st birthday, like that day. Yeah, it was just a lot of crazy stuff all went into one.
A new record at 2:02:12, yet it was a result that stood for so much more. Examine what happened in between the bookends of Townsend's 1986 record and Croft's 2011 revision of the standard, and you have a complete volume of women's middle distance excellence. There's three-time Olympian Leah Pels, there's Julia Howard and Rebecca Johnstone, there's Crofts and 2012 Olympian Jessica Smith. And just this past season, an 800-meter champion at the NCAA Division II level in Lindsay Butterworth. It's the very definition of tradition.
You know what I think the biggest difference is? That people come here and they now believe that if they do all the things that they need to do, they can make the national team. That my vision is long term, and I'm hopefully providing them with a platform to really get to the top level.
I came to university having run 2:10 or 2:11 for the 800 and down to 2:01. Like, that's a huge improvement. And I think, you have those people to train with, and we're pushing and pulling each other to be our best all the time. So I think the history is going to continue.
One team,
400 athletes strong.
We sing not one,
but 2 national anthems.
We strive to always be better.
We put our heart into competition.
We pursue national championships and university degrees.
We care about our communities.
we are
Canada's NCAA team.
Canada's NCAA team.
Canada's NCAA team.
We are Canada's NCAA team. When I first came to SFU, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. When I got into my second semester, I suddenly wasn't so sure what I wanted to do anymore. So I started to explore a little bit. Archaeology, communications, history, even kinesiology. And then I decided to go on exchange to France for a year. I was an orientation leader for a year, became a community advisor in residence, helped start a choir. I even took a rowing course. After SFU, I have lots of possibilities of what I could do, but whatever I do, I know I'll be ready for it.
And are we ready to go, Gabe? Are we in a good position here? Okay. And you can, if you can stand and face me here. Sure. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to get going here. Okay, and we're joined now by Clan assistant coach Steve Hansen. Your thoughts on the opening half? It's a strange situation. They don't have their full team here. Both teams are desperate for wins. What did you think of the first half?
Yeah, it was. There was some flow at times, but it was a little bit sloppy at times. I mean, we had 8 turnovers, and a lot of that was just sloppy passes. So we had to clean that up in the second half. Adding Max in, it's just, even though he's been practicing with us, it's his first game back, and just adjusting to that. So.
A lot of times, though, we watch this team play. There's a youthful enthusiasm to the team, but a lot of times the shot selection is not what it should be. I thought the shot selection was actually pretty good in the first half.
Yeah, it's not bad. It is confidence for us. Like we have some shooters that are outstanding in practice, and they're just knocking shots down. That's all mental right now. So we need to just break the seal and go for it. We just got to find a way to win. It doesn't matter which way we do it. Shooting threes, getting to the free throw line. We just got to find a way.
All right, all the best in the second half.
Thanks,
appreciate
Howard.
it. Thanks so much. First half coming. We'll break down some of the numbers with you, and glad to be back with you on Clan TV. About 3:23 away. We'll soon be joined by our analyst Zahid Valley Hashem here from the West Gym, but I'll run through some of these numbers from the opening half of play. And both teams started off shooting the ball so well in those opening stages. Both teams over 60% from the field. We knew that wasn't going to last, and both teams really a carbon copy of each other, each shooting 48% from the field in the opening half of play. Montana State Billings 16 of 33, the Clan 14 of 29. The Clan within a point here based on the fact that they've got 4 more free throw trips than Montana State Billings. Everything else pretty much a saw-off in the opening half of play. To look at some of the numbers for Montana State Billings, Mark Matthews coming in and on fire in the early stages of this basketball game. He finishes with 12. He's 5 of 7 from the field, but he picked up a couple of fouls early and had to sit, so that really hurt his cause. Matthews doing a solid job as he came back onto the floor for this Montana State Billings team towards the end of the opening half of play. The other scorers in the lineup worth mentioning, Kamal Tall, and we talked about him a lot, 4 of 5 from the field. The 6'9" big man, not used to averaging a ton of minutes, but he has done a solid job for this team. He's 4 of 5 from the field, 8 points. And Preston Beverly, the lengthy forward, able to get in there and get 7 points for this team, 5 from Kendall Denham, 3 each from Jordan Perry and Sven Jashade, and 2 from Cade Alcorn to round out the numbers for Montana State Billings in the opening half of play. From the Clan perspective, to look at the numbers there, no double-figure scorers in that opening half of play, but great variety in terms of everybody scoring. The Clan getting 11 of their 39 points off the bench. A positive sign there for a production from throughout the lineup. And the big thing that assistant coach Steve Hansen mentioned, Max Barkley making his return to the lineup, 9 points to lead all scorers for the Clan in that opening half of play. Barkley was 2 of 4 from the field, hit a triple, and was 4 of 5 from the stripe. 8 points for J.J. Pankratz on 4 of 7 shooting, 7 for Michael Harper. As well, 5 for Gibran Sawani, and 4 apiece for O'Shea Geary and Andrew Williamson. Rounding out the group there, Graham Smith off the bench with a basket, 1 for 1 from the field, 2 points for him. Leading rebounder for the Clan was Michael Harper with 6. And those will be the numbers in that opening half of play. We're down to about a minute to go here before the start of the second half of play. And you heard Steve Hansen, the assistant coach, talk about what this team has to do to find a victory. You know what? It just boils down to finding a way to win, to get that 10,000-pound monkey off your back. That is the hard part here. You go to 0 for 11 and you really need to make a statement. So can they get it done here in the second half? They've got 20 minutes to try and get their first victory of the 2015-16 GNAC season. Howard Samuri here along with Zahid Valley Hashem, who will soon join us. We can let you know about some of the other sponsors. The Simon Fraser Basketball, as the horn gets set to sound in about 10 seconds for the start of play. Pizza Hut. If you're looking for some delicious pizza on the SFU Burnaby campus, stop by the Pizza Hut located at Cornerstone Mews to satisfy your craving. Pizza Hut is open to serve you until midnight, 7 days a week. phone in or order online and have your pizza delivered in under 30 minutes. I could go for a pizza courtside right now, Z, as we get set to check everything out. PizzaHut.ca for the latest deals. And I'll tell you, Simon Fraser 20 minutes away from achieving something they've so desperately wanted to get here. That first victory in the GNAC campaign. They are going to have to play a focused,
left, so you can ask him about that. I don't know how long
focused effort here.
Right now.
Some chatter here from Virgil Hill, the head coach, addressing the official. Coach Hill inquiring about a rule. Z, was it regarding the starting five that you register at the start of the game?
They didn't put in who the stars were second half. Coaching staff from Simon Fraser noticed there's a difference in the starting lineup for the Yellowjackets, and they just put them in just before the half started. So coach was just inquiring to see if there's a time restriction on when they had to have them in by, but referee said there's no time limit for the second half.
Interesting rule there. Beverly over the back. So Simon Fraser now with a chance to take the lead here. We're about a half a minute into the second half of play. It's Williamson, number 2, driving by Beverly on the baseline, kicking back out to Sewanee for the 16-footer. Gibran Sewanee, silky smooth, number 21, knocking down the jump shot there for the Clan to give Simon Fraser the lead. Simon Fraser led by as many as 4 in the first half, but it's been a while since they've had the lead here. 41-40 off the Sewanee jumper. Gibran playing denial inside against Cade Alcorn. And Alcorn's the guy that didn't start this game. It was Tall who started. Alcorn will start the second half here. Beverly backing his man in. The turnaround shot. Sewanee comes and swats the ball twice. And Gibran Sewanee is pumped by his defense. He's the first man down the floor. And he's going to get the ball underneath the basket. And Sewanee with back-to-back baskets and great D as well, Z.
What a great start for him on the offensive end. Defensive ends, like you say, the 2 baskets and then the defensive block there on the other end.
Well, we're going to get a foul called here on Andrew Williamson of the Clan, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like Williamson will pick up his second foul. But interesting, you mentioned that the Yellowjackets made a change to their starting lineup for the second half, and obviously Tall playing with 3 fouls. They recognize that, and they don't want to pick up a 4th foul here early to start the second half.
If you weren't with us in the opening half play, we talked about the challenges facing Montana State Billings this week, and 3 players unable to get across the border. An injury to their top scorer on the season really has left them shorthanded. They have some success here at the free throw line to pull within 1, but it's the Clan up by a point, a minute and a half into the second half. O'Shea Geary, view obstructed here, so we'll do our best to describe the action to you. As Williamson from the elbow off the front of the iron right to Beverly. This guy's got some major wingspan, but he's got some good handles as well. He gets right down the floor, goes to full 94 for the layup. And the Yellowjackets will regain the lead here at 1. Pankratz takes the handoff, goes right into Alcorn. It's going to get called as an offensive foul against Pankratz.
They call that foul on 21, but I think that might need to be changed here to 22.
Well, it's definitely J.J. Pankratz that got the foul, not Gibran Sewanee.
The referees
they're just not looking at all the people putting their fingers up. Well, they're gonna talk it over here. He'll get corrected, but clearly not Sewanee's foul. As J.J. lowered his shoulder and went into the man.
So they're going to change that call. So they've changed the foul, and they will get it the right player. So it will be number 22. Pankratz will pick up that first foul there.
Well, neither guy had a personal foul, if I'm correct here. They go inside to Alcorn. He outreaches there and plays the angle off the window as Sewanee tries to recover defensively. But a 3-point lead here now for the Yellowjackets after the Clan took a brief lead themselves. Harper to Pankratz. JJ at the top is going to drive the basketball into the paint and kick back out to Barkley. Down to 15 on the shot clock, and Max with the basketball. Pankratz now. He'll feed Sewanee on the block. Gibran, the one-handed hook is going to go and not fall, so the hook shot doesn't fall for Sewanee. One-on-one against Alcorn. Sewanee does a great job defensively. A tip drill underneath is going to go to Pankratz. And Simon Fraser wants to push the tempo here. O'Shea Geary, the right guy with the basketball. What a move there by Geary to freeze his defender. But it looks like, are they calling an offensive foul again?
I'm going to check to see if he was in the restricted area. But you can't take an offensive foul inside the restricted area.
Let's take a look at that. I think our producer engineer Gabriel Lynn can get us a look at that, and we'll, as we do, Z, take a look and give us your interpretation here. He's standing just outside of it, it looks like.
Yeah, so the referees got the right call, and they conferred, and the coaching staff thought that the player was in the restricted area, but as the replay shows, he was just outside of it, so good call by the official.
Tough break for the Clan. They're unable to get the call reversed there. Jordan Perry, number 24, has it on a string right now. He's yo-yoing all over the court. Denham now kicking to Beverly for the triple, and Beverly's going to knock it down. Preston Beverly.
And the Clan really need to get back into this game, get focused, and had a couple tough calls and maybe take them off their game a little bit, but they have to readjust, refocus, and get back into it down 6 here.
That's what they got to do. Press the reset button here. Sewanee is going to bring a double. They're going to kick it and move it. They got the wide open three as a result, and Pankratz too strong off the back iron. Harper the rebound. Little floater is not going to fall. Tough break for Harper underneath. But more series like that, and the Clan are going to score more times than not. Here's Beverly. This kid is tough to stop. A timeout on the floor. We're going to take a timeout as well on Clan TV. We'll be back with more from the West Gym.
It's on us to stop sexual violence.
We are Canada's NCAA team.
With 400 student athletes in 17 sports.
Together, we can end sexual violence at SFU.
To look out for each other.
And not look the other way.
To get a friend home safe.
To not blame the victim.
It's on us.
It's on us.
To speak up.
To step in.
To support those who need it.
To be a part of the solution, not the problem.
It's on me, it's on you, it's on us.
Because consent matters.
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 Learn more about how you can contribute to a culture of zero tolerance towards sexual violence at SFU by visiting sfu.ca/sexual assault.
Because together, we can make a difference.
Back with you on Clan TV. Throughout the month of January, members of the SFU community had an opportunity to participate in #Consent Matters SFU, a conversation to raise awareness about consent and resources available at SFU in the event of a sexual assault. If you're wondering what it's all about, it's a good opportunity. You can catch up with the video on the YouTube channel at athletics.sfu.ca/Clan TV. We're right back to live action, and the Clan trailing by 6 here and really needing to get a fire lit offensively. O'Shea Geary one-on-one, the jump stop dish underneath. Sewanee, tough position there though on the block. Skip pass to Pankratz. The reverse is going to go for JJ.
That was a beautiful move. Sewanee picked up his dribble, was caught in a bit of an awkward place just outside the free throw lane, but low in the block and able to find a cutting Pankratz in a beautiful underhanded reverse layup.
Yeah, I like it. It's resourceful. It's making something out of nothing there. Great job by the Clan. That one's going to go out of bounds. 13 on the shot clock, and it'll stay with the Yellowjackets. Denham to Brown underneath to Beverly. Preston Beverly hounded by Harper underneath. O'Shea Geary with a near fingertip tap there. And great job there by the Clan. 2 shot clock violations now for Montana State Billings in this half. Clan are bearing down on defense. Take a look at that last bucket. See Sewanee, as we talked about the resourcefulness. Love the body language, the spin on the shot there by Pankratz for the basket.
Good opportunity here for the Clan. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No,
good opportunity
good.
for the Clan to get back into this game, and a foul being called on Beverly for the Yellowjackets, and that'll be his his first foul of the game.
Preston Beverly has shown a lot, though. I like his game. He's 6'7". He's got tons of length, and he's got a handle on the basketball, and he's aggressive. Here's Barkley. He's going to pull up for 3. It's going to go off the side of the iron.
And the Clan really struggling from long range. You know, they're 2 of 13, and as we say that, Matthews comes back and hits a 3 the other way.
Yeah, that's the contrast that we've been talking about. And Simon Fraser, so quick into the shot clock, taking the 3 from Barkley and then giving one up on the other end. Here's Harper, dishing to JJ for 3. Pankratz will rip the mesh there. So JJ Pankratz with a big shot. The Clan need to get those 3s in rhythm. Here's a runner by Beverly. He's a versatile player. He can do so many different things. Here's Harper now. Up top to Barkley. Shot clock now at 15. Skip to Sewanee at the elbow. The jumper. Chabron hit one of those earlier. Couldn't find the range there. Beverly enter into the post. And Tall now back into the game. He's going to show that rubber band man mentality underneath the basket. He goes after his miss Z, and he's been dangerous every minute on the floor.
And obviously he didn't start the second half playing with 3 fouls, but aggressive move there, the offensive rebound, and the putback for the big man in the post.
Look at the replay here on Clan TV as they tee up Pankratz for the triple. And some great ball movement there. But at the other end, tall, very effective Tyrell Lewin coming in now. We haven't seen as much of Lewin today, Z, and I think it's because Sewanee's been so effective.
Yeah, and we've talked about Sewanee being hot in flashes, but this is a game where he's playing well, and the coaching staff recognizing that and giving him the minutes as he's earning them tonight.
I would agree with that completely. Tall's going to make both of them. He is making the most of a big opportunity here tonight. Man in the middle for MSUB. The foul being called there on Svenja Shade. The German import here on this Billings team. Here's Harper, give and go with JJ, off the miss, and Lewin there for the tip. So Tyrell Lewin staying active underneath the basket, staying with the play, gets the tip for the basket, making it a 2-possession game.
That's nice to see from the young freshman, his first basket. So coming here with 13 minutes to go in the second half.
Too strong on the jumper there by Matthews. You talk about compete level and the willingness to battle. Whatever it is you got to give when you're a Simon Fraser Clan player in 0-11 season, you give it now.
Yeah, and that was 4th foul on Tall. So it's definitely favoring the Clan here in terms of the matchup in the post, and hopefully Lewin can go to work and work on adding to that 1-of-1 field goal line he has here so far.
Here's Harper. At 15, he's going to kick back out to Geary, drives into the paint. Montana State's number 24, Jordan Perry, simply fell to the ground. And That certainly didn't hurt the drive of Geary, who goes right to the basket. Makes it a 4-point game. O'Shea Geary got called for the foul.
That's going to be his second foul, and looks like Barkley was in on there too, but fortunately for the Clan, they call it on Geary because that would have been Barkley's third foul had he picked it up.
So Montana State Billings a reprieve here, and they now attack in the half court with Denham. Perry back to Denham, the diminutive point guard, handoff. They're playing a little handoff here as Perry drives. He's going to get right to the rim, but elects to dish to the other side of the floor. It's going to go out of bounds and go to the Clan. Oh, no, actually, it will stay with Montana State. It went off a Clan player. So 10 on the shot clock here, 12:26 left in this game. It's a 4-point contest. Three-pointer is going to be off the side iron. Great rebound there by Geary, who rips it out of the sky. Michael Harper driving into the paint. And Harper finds his way right down to the baseline for a layup. The Clan are on a bit of a roll here, Zeke.
They are, and they're really having success attacking the basket with Tall out of the game. This clears up a little space in the lane, and obviously they recognize that and getting some good looks going to the basket.
Oh, this time a rejection of Denham. Kendall Denham rejected underneath the basket there. It comes flying out, but the foul's going to go against the Clan's Michael Harper. As we watch here on the Clan TV replay, Harper, the drive and the lay-in. Nice play for 10 there, but Harper's third foul of the game. He is kind of critical here.
And as we head into immediate timeout here, down 2, no damage in terms of you're not going to put Montana State Billings on the line here, as that was the 6th team foul, but the next one will. So that's something that could come into play here. With just under 12 minutes to go and 6 fouls, approaching the bonus situation.
Well, Harper in this game is 4 of 8 from the field. He's hit a triple and he's got 7 rebounds to go along with a couple of assists. In 27 minutes, 9 points for Harper in this game. Sewanee also with 9 points. He's 4 of 6 from the field. Leading the way, though, J.J. Pankratz. He's shooting 50% from the field, 6 of 12 with 6 rebounds. And J.J. with just the 1 turnover in 19 minutes of play. Scoring as well, 9 points for Barkley, 6 for O'Shea Geary. Leading the way on the other side of the ledger, Matthews with 15, Preston with 14, and Tall with 10 points. Can let you know as well some of the other proud sponsors of Simon Fraser Men's Basketball, and White Spot, a proud sponsor of SFU Athletics, cheering on from the sidelines to provide award-winning burgers to fuel athletes and fans before or after a game. White Spot has your back. To find a White Spot location near you, visit whitespot.ca, and we are back on the floor, ready to play the final 12 minutes of this basketball game. Denham to Beverly, who's been so dangerous. Up fake on Lewin on the baseline, cross-court pass. Teed it up for Jordan. It's going to go in and out, and Geary with another rebound. O'Shea in flight in the open floor. O'Shea Geary to the rack. Is going to get swatted from behind by Matthews.
Wow, and he was going full speed, and Matthews was right on his tail all the way down the court. Geary skying to get that rebound and pushing it at a fast pace, and Matthews from behind with a clean block out of bounds.
That's a great look from the Clan cameras here on Clan TV. And kudos to Matthews for never giving up on the play. Clan with the basketball here. 17 on the shot clock for Barkley. The return of Max Barkley tonight has spurred the Clan offense. Barkley crashing to the floor. Offensive foul.
I think that's the 3rd, maybe even 4th time that Billings has drawn an offensive foul, just around that restricted area. So kudos to the Yellowjackets for, taking those charges, but tough breaks for the Clan as we look at the replay there.
You saw the replay on Clan TV. Our thanks to producer-engineer Gabriel Lynn for that inside look at the machinations of the physicalness that is happening here at the West Gym. And Simon Fraser attacking the basket, just unable to have things go their way by a fraction of a second tonight. They keep battling. They're going to give up one here, though. Beverly underneath. And Preston Beverly is doing a great job. He's got 16 points. He's leading all scorers in this game. He's 7 of 15 from the field. What can the Clan do in response? Trailing by 4 here with 10:56 remaining. It's Barkley using the Lewin screen off the top instead. The jumper, and he'll knock that down. Barkley, for a guy who hasn't played in a couple of weeks, has come in here and made some shots.
He has, and I'm sure he's been doing his thing on his own while he's been off and keeping up his game. It's nice to see him, 3 of 6 here. He's got a few, a rebound and from 4 or 5 from the line. So he's got his rhythm back, and he's making some smart decisions.
Nice job there by Alcorn to get to an open space. They find the big man underneath. The bearded one gets the layup, 60-56. Too strong on the shot by Barkley off the back iron, though, is going to give MSUB some transition speed here. Hoisted 3 by Beverly, and Pankratz there with the rebound. JJ right to the window. He's going to score it. Big basket there by JJ Pankratz as we hit the 10-minute mark. Halfway to go, and you can hear assistant coach Steve Hansen now imploring his guys to bring the energy. It's Jabron Sawani and Michael Harper who are going to come in at the next break. Denham with a shot off the window, won't go. Big rebound there. Clan doing a great job on the defensive glass. Barkley loses the dribble. Well, it looks like a call is finally going to go the Clan's way here.
Didn't catch the foul. I think it might be 13. So that's Matthews picking up his 3rd foul. But Clan catching a break there. They're up 7-4 on the foul count. So Montana State's already in bonus, and the Clan get a break there with a foul that forced the turnover.
Well, they're going to keep possession of the basketball here. Hide Voss now back in the game. Haven't seen much of Hide here in the second half, but the 3-point marksman from the Netherlands into the game now. Hunter, great move by Harper, rather, to get free and find Sawani underneath. And Gibran able to lay it up and in. They don't want to give up an easy one on the other end, though. Boy, I'll tell you, as we look on the replay here on Clan TV, Harper, the dish to Sawani underneath, and see the big man score it to tie the game, but I'll tell you, Beverly got down the floor in a hurry.
And that's Harper's 4th foul, so one of the stronger defensive players for the Clan, and obviously someone who's been good at leading the team in rebounding here today. It's a tough one to see him come out with 9 minutes to go, and they'll have to.
It is, and Harp's not just going to, we've said this, he's just not going to give you an easy basket. But boy, you need more help down on the floor. One-on-one, that's a mismatch with Beverly having some speed and momentum going to the basket, and Harper really left out to hanging out to dry, having to do something in that position.
Yeah, and the Clan, unfortunately, there, Beverly got his own rebound off the miss free throw and drew a foul, so he's going to go to the line for 2 now. So turning that 1-and-1 situation, now it's going to be a two-shot situation for him.
Well, I don't know where he ranked in terms of their recruits, but he's a freshman, and you think what that guy's going to be like in 4 years. He's going to get a lot stronger. But he's spring-loaded, got a handle, and he's got super length.
He does, and he's smooth. I mean, he's 7 of 16, so for a freshman to take 16 shots, and obviously maybe he's in a bit of a different situation in terms of the lineup here today, but he's making the most of it, showing that he is able and ready to play at this level in the GNAC.
That's what you said at the top. Someone is going to get a great opportunity to step up here for MSUB, and it is the guy wearing number 1 in green. He's got the Detlef Schrempf look with that haircut. Sorry if the young fans aren't picking up on the ex-supersonic star underneath the basket. It's going to be Jabron Sawani, and he's pumped. Jabron Sawani knocks the score at 62, and love the emotion the Torrance, California native is showing on the floor right now.
And that was a huge call in the end one there on the basket. A little bit of a late whistle, maybe got drowned out in the noise from the crowd and the team getting excited for that.
And you're seeing it on the Clan TV, the replay, and he's fist pumping in the air, but a great dish there by O'Shea Geary. And Gibron completing the three-point play. The Clan are ahead, 63-62. This game is coming down to hand-to-hand combat here in the final 9 minutes of play, in the Clan refusing to fold. They're answering the call here, and it's great to see from their perspective. This team's so starved for a victory. Howard Samura here on Clan TV with you. We're watching the second half wind down on GNAC doubleheader Saturday here from Burnaby Mountain. Denham can't manufacture a shot. 8 on the shot clock now. Beverly with a one-hand push is not going to go, and Sewanee with the rebound. O'Shea Geary here with the basketball. Barkley. Sewanee comes up to set the high screen, but it's going to get picked off, and tough break, and Jordan's going to get the ball, go right down the floor, lay it up and in, and Clan maybe thinking a bit too much in that half-court possession. So MSUB back up by 1. We're under 8 minutes to go here in this basketball game. Geary is going to get rejected as he goes to the basket. No call, and he's frustrated there. As we look at the replay.
Called for an offensive foul on the play, Howard. So
wow,
tough break for the Clan here.
Well, you look at it though, and it really does look like Alcorn is there. You know what? It goes against you that many times, E, and I know you're looking into things here with the box score, but from a Clan perspective, they have to be savvy enough to know that the call's not going their way, and you maybe tone down that aggression just a wee bit, because they're just not getting that call, and it's really hurting them here.
Yeah, like we talked about, that might be their fourth or now fifth time that they've attacked the basket and they've had an offensive foul. And, 10-5 on the fouls. Had a couple of those gone the other way, might be a little bit closer in the foul.
Yeah, our apologies to producer engineer Gabriel Lynn. We were going to go for a break. We'll try to take one at the next timeout. Apologies, Gabe, and we will try to get there. We got involved in a discussion there about what was happening on the floor, but we can give you some stats, and we'll make use of the fact that we remain on the air during this timeout. The Clan shooting at 25 of 51 from the field. They're shooting 50% Z in the second half, 11 of 22. So they're doing a solid job there in terms of that, and they've limited Montana State Billings to 8 of 20, 40% from the field. They've also upped the free throw numbers, and the rebounding numbers right now are looking quite good for Simon Fraser.
They are, and I think, like we said, the three-point shooting has kind of been the one thing that's kind of keeping out Montana State Billings shooting 50% from three, while the Clan are, 21.4, and, a couple of those shots go down. You have maybe a difference on the scoreboard, but that's something that they're struggling with tonight, and maybe a reason why they're not ahead in this game.
Well, we'll see what happens here. It is anybody's game. There's 7:47 left, and it's a tale yet to be written in terms of what happens. But we can tell you the Clan have been hungry on the glass and doing a good job in that department. Beverly now with the basketball. He'll hand off to Matthews. Matthews right to the basket. What a great look at it, but boy, the shot well off the mark. So Geary now pushing it across the stripe. Directing traffic, Williamson, the running catch there. It's on top to Pancratz. Thought about the long three. Geary to a cutting Voss at the free throw line. Tried to lob it underneath to Sewanee, and it gets swatted away. A tough turnover by Hide Voss there. Just not a lot of mustard on the pass, and it really ended up teeing up this three ball now by the Yellowjackets. So Barkley and Harper, the two Australians, as JJ Pancratz able to score the basketball there and draw the big crowd off their feet here. So the Clan now back out in front, this time dispossessed of the ball. And Simon Fraser getting something going here. Williamson thought about pulling up. This time he measures a shorter shot and he's going to knock it down.
You might see a timeout coming here from Billings, but no, not yet. There's big runs by the Clan here, and they've been smart. They've unfortunately they've had 14 turnovers, but the last couple possessions they've been good at making good decisions, getting looks.
Well, they are playing tough basketball. Unfortunately, Sewanee's going to get called for the foul on Alcorn underneath the basket. And the bearded man, Alcorn Cade from Fresno, California, Clovis North High School, is going to get to the free throw line. How many fouls on Sewanee?
That's actually they gave that foul to Gary, so that's going to be his fourth foul.
Oh, apologies. I thought that was Jabron Sewanee's foul. O'Shea Geary getting called for his fourth, and that's a critical call with 6:14 remaining. He's been the engine for this team all game long.
Referees are going to talk about it, and coaching staff felt like the foul was on 21 Sewanee, but they've called Gary on the foul.
Well, Gabe Lynn, our producer engineer, if you can show us that last series, it certainly is a point of contention right now between the coaches on both teams and the officials, and we would love to see who got called for the foul there. Fortunately, we don't have the clip to show you, otherwise we would. Wow, that foul was on Jabron Sewanee. I don't think there's much question about it, but it's a tough break for the Clan. I don't know what the official was looking at there. Sewanee clearly was the guy who committed the foul. So Alcorn's going to make the basket. 67-65 to score here. Life goes on. Sewanee. Jabron Sewanee has one foul in this game, and it would have been productive for SFU if it was against Sewanee and not, as we watch Harper knock down a jump shot there, or Williamson check that. Well, I want an indication. Gabe, do you want to go to a timeout right now or a break, or are we? What we can do right now as the coaches talk things over is let you know what's coming up here with the men's basketball team. And it's going to be 2 home games, February the 4th and February the 6th, 7 o'clock for each of those starts. On February the 4th, the Fairbanks Nanuqsin TV in town, rather, and Alaska Anchorage will follow on February the 6th. Then the Clan go out on the road February the 11th at Concordia, February 13th at Western Oregon. And we thank Ron Hole for a nice cold refreshment at courtside. Thank you so much, sir. Yoshuda, thanks for the pronunciation on Sven's name. And we apologize for that. We found the pronunciation guide, and it's Sven Yoshuda. Although Zahidi's not in the game right now.
No, but when he does come back in,
we know. That's right.
Sports info staff at Montana State Billings sending an email here to Sports Information Director Steve Frost and clarifying that for us.
Wow, okay. We apologize to all of Sven Yoshuda. Ooh, and the call going against Montana State Billings this time. So tough break there for the Jackets, who will turn the ball over, trailing by 2 with 5:55 remaining. Barkley with the basketball.
This last 6 minutes here is really going to make a statement for this Clan team, and see how they finish this game off up 2. And, they feel like this is a very winnable game here. So we'll see how they finish it off.
Hide Voss expressing the frustration there, getting called for the travel. They'll turn the ball over, and you can sense the angst here with Simon Fraser. You're sitting at 0-11. You want to break through. Every possession getting so critical here down the stretch drive for this basketball team. Denham with the basketball. Hand off to Perry at the top, working off the Alcorn screen. He'll reverse the ball back. Thought about it. Instead to Matthews. The big step into the paint. Matthews turns the corner, goes right to the rim for the layup. And Mark Matthews, a dangerous factor for MSUB.
And that was actually a play that was created by 44, the big man on the post, clearing out. getting some room and making a good switch there to get the guard on the big man to make the lane open up for 13.
The Elkhorn playing big on that play. As you say, here's a stop and start pull up J by Pancratz. It's not going to go with a rebound by Alcorn. Kendall Denham, Malta, Montana with the basketball. The handoff to Perry. Williamson trying to stick with him. They get pushed out well beyond the three-point arc. 12 on the shot clock, 4:30 remaining. And a tie game at 67. Here's Denham working off the Alcorn screen. Ooh, looked like he dragged that pivot, skip pass though. In Alcorn, misses the easy one down low. Just couldn't settle himself in the paint. And that's a break for the Clan. Williamson now on top to Pancratz. Barkley gets his man in the air, takes the shot, and looks like Perry's going to get called for the foul. And Max Barkley is going to get a chance to shoot a couple.
That's going to be the second foul on Perry and the 7th team foul. So Clan will be in the 1-and-1 situation on the next, non-shooting foul from the Yellowjackets.
O'Shea Geary coming back into the game.
And the coaching staff feel that, they've obviously he knows he's playing with 4 fouls, so he's going to be very careful and disciplined defensively, but they need him on the floor in terms of offense and, finish off this game for the Clan. See what they can do here before the next media timeout, the under 4 media timeout.
4 minutes remaining, 69-67 Clan. They go to press. They go to Preston Beverly underneath, and he makes them can't pay.
That puts him at, he's got a double-double, 20 points and 11 rebounds for the freshman.
He's outstanding. He's just a top quality player. Here's Harper driving and dishing underneath, was looking for.
And another turnover for the Clan. That's really cost them. That's their 16th turnover. Billings with only 6.
That was a tough one there. Looking for Sewanee inside, couldn't squeeze it underneath. Knotted at 69 with 3:15 remaining. Oh, what a story to be told here over the final 3 minutes of play. Short-handed MSUB, gutsy on the road. Jump stop reversal is not going to work. It's not going to come close for Jordan Perry, and the shot clock running out there. A timeout on the floor, so we will take one as well here at the West Gym and be back with more. The final 3:02 from SFU versus MSUB.
One team,
400 athletes strong.
We sing not one,
but 2 national anthems.
We strive to always be better.
We put our heart into competition.
We pursue national championships and university degrees.
We care about our communities.
we are
Canada's NCAA team.
Canada's NCAA team.
Canada's NCAA team.
We are Canada's NCAA team.
Pronunciation again. Back again with you on Clan TV. Howard Samura, Zahid Valley Hashem. And we are in the midst of a great finish here between Simon Fraser and Montana State Billings.
And if you're the Clan here, you really need to keep an eye on Beverly. He's a guy who comes in averaging 11 points and 5.5 rebounds a game, and he's got 20 and 11. So he's pretty much doubling his point total and his rebounding total here. So he's definitely a guy you got to lock in on, and obviously 13 is a huge threat in Matthews.
Coming into the game for Montana State Billings, number 32, Sven Yoshuda.
There you go.
Cross-court pass now to Michael Harper. Harper up top to Barkley. calling out the screen from Pancratz to take out Denham, but Denham slides the screen, stays with Barkley, and a tough shot there for Max. He can't finish on the baseline. Sven Yoshida being called for the foul. I told you on the break, Z, I'm of Japanese-Canadian descent. Yoshida sounds like a Japanese surname, and I looked at the name and I thought, wow, it can't be pronounced that way. He's German, right?
Yeah, exactly. But maybe in Germany it's pronounced a little bit differently. Maybe they're making it a little bit easier for the for the North American audience to pronounce. But maybe it sounds a little differently back home, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, our apologies out to the great people at MSUB. Apologies for that, and to Sven Yoshida. There is a tough shot being knocked down by number 13, Mark Matthews, and Matthews has just been dynamite every time he touches the ball. It's a lead for the visitors from MSUB. 2:13 left here. The Yellowjackets scrappy as ever. Dish underneath to Sewanee. He can't squeeze it. Recovery, though, by Geary. Playing with the 4 fouls, 10 on the shot clock, 2 minutes remaining. Here's Geary taking on Alcorn, and he's... Is he going to get the break? Is he going to get the call?
He's going to get the break. Going to count the basket. Going to get 44 with the block underneath the basket there.
What is that, 8th time lucky probably for the Clan in this basketball game?
And I'll tell you what, that's a big break for the Clan. If that gone the other way, that would have been his 5th and disqualifying foul. So, the Clan catching the break, the defender well underneath the basket in the restricted area, and where you can't draw an offensive foul, obviously. So the referee's got that one.
If Simon Fraser wins this game, I think that is as you rightly point out, Z, perhaps the tipping point, just based on the history of the call tonight, and Geary able to knock it down. He N1s it, and it's a 72-71 lead. Can they hold off MSUB? With no excuses allowed, the Yellowjackets, who have come to play here tonight despite their problems at the border. 72-71, Simon Fraser, 1:36 remaining. Geary running the point. He's got the veteran Harper as well as Pancratz, Barkley, and Sewanee. Harp with the ball now at the top, guarded by Yasuda. Harper dribbles into the double team. Skip pass to Pancratz. No look underneath. Doesn't go for Sewanee. And that's a tough break for Simon Fraser. They ran that so well.
That was tough. He pretty much had a dunk there down the other end. Beverly's going to come back and hurt him for 2. So Billings up 1 with just over a minute to go in this game.
Strap yourselves in. We're going to get a timeout here. And we're going to stay with you through this timeout. Timeout on the floor, and we'll get back to the game in just a second after we take care of some matters here in terms of thanking the good people who promote and support Simon Fraser University Athletics and the men's basketball team here. We want to thank Charter Bus Lines, the official motor coach of SFU Athletics, and they're proud to support the SFU football team and all Clan teams. The Charter is dedicated to providing safe and comfortable transportation to your games throughout the Pacific Northwest. You can visit them at charterbuslines.com. We're going to make producer-engineer Gabriel Lynn work. We're going to do one more before we get back to play, and that is the Keg. After the game, visit the Keg restaurant and make that your best play of the night. The Keg Steakhouse and Bar. See you tonight. All the sponsors, everyone that goes into making Clan basketball a reality, including the Keg and Charter Bus Lines. We are getting back to live action here. 59.3 seconds left. 73-72 is the score for Montana State Billings. Pancratz set to inbounds. Beverly guarding that pass. They're going to get the ball to Barkley. And Denham is going to get called for a foul.
And that's a big foul. That's going to be their 10th foul. So Barkley's going to go to the line for 2 shots, and he's 6 of 7 for the day.
Those are the numbers you need to know about as Barkley heads to the free throw line. And thanks, E, for that. Wow, surprising Denham getting whistled there, and the look on his face. A little bit of surprise as well, right in front of our broadcast location here at the West Gym. Barkley with a miss there, but a chance to tie the game here. Barkley is going to miss them both, and Alcorn's going to get the rebound, and that is a tough one to swallow for head coach Virgil Hill and company on the sidelines. 2 misses in the final minute from the free throw line by Max Barkley. If you're Kendall Denham, you're just going to kill the clock if you can and try and get a great shot here for your team. 10 on the shot clock. The little runner won't fall, but they're going to get it right back. A big break there for MSUB, and O'Shea Geary fouls him.
Yeah, that's a tough one. They didn't need to foul there. There's a separation between the shot clock and the game clock, but Gary's going to pick up his fifth foul, and that's disqualifying him from the game.
So Geary's going to foul out of this game. They're trailing by 1 with 31.6 left. Hide Voss will take his place in the lineup.
Max, 1, right? You're 1. These are big free throws here for Matthews. It's his first trip to the line, believe it or not.
Wow.
For a guy with 19 points. It's his
wow, I didn't realize that. So Matthews, who came out on fire to start this game, and those jitters perhaps get to him. The fans really giving it to Matthews here at the West Gym.
Yeah, and that's a huge miss. Matthews is 41 of 47 for 87% on the season. So a guy doesn't miss too many free throws, and that's a big miss for him.
Well, it was a chance to give his team a 3-point lead. Instead, he'll give him a 2-point lead here. 74-72, 31.6 remaining. And here comes Barkley, the handoff to Harper. It's about 0.2 of a second difference between game and shot here right now. Harper with the basketball on the edge of the block. Oh, and he comes up shy. Tough break, but they chase the ball out of bounds. It's going to go to Montana State Billings, and that's a tough break for the Clan with 14 seconds left. You think about Harper coming up just shy. You think of Sewanee coming up, unable to squeeze that pass on the possession before. So a tough break here as you look at the replay on Clan TV. Harper, turnaround move and a shot he can make a lot of times, pursuing the loose ball as it goes out of bounds, and look at the expression on Kate Alcorn's face. That was game defining at that point. It seems almost cruel in terms of an 0-11 team coming so close so many times. Here's Harper, goes for the layup and just comes up short, chases out of bounds, and here's Katie Alcorn slapping the floor. Sven Yasuda up to congratulate him as the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets take possession.
Yeah, Coach Hill taking second to last timeout. It's a full timeout here, so obviously a situation where they're going to have to foul, put Billings on the line, and see what if they can get a miss at the line there, and then come back and get a quick basket. But one timeout left, both teams double bonus situation here, so you're going to have to foul right away.
How quickly can they foul? Here we go, back to live action. 14 seconds remaining. It's a 2-point deficit. Great job there by Voss to intercept the basket. 12.8 seconds left. SFU has the ball back. They can play for the tie. Barkley the shot off the back iron. Oh, Max Barkley unable to get it. 1.8 seconds left. And Sven Yashuda getting the rebound. A great job by Hide Voss to jump in front of that pass. Simon Fraser didn't have to foul. They got their own chance to get a shot. Barkley put up an effort that just didn't find the mark. And so a Clan timeout here on the floor. We'll wait for instructions from Mission Control and Gabriel Lynn, but I think we're going to... Okay, we're going to take another look at it here, and we've got the look here on Clan TV as Hide Voss intercepts it. Barkley now with the basketball. Puts up the fist and from three-point range for the win off the back iron.
Yeah, no, he had a good look at it, but, it's one of those situations where is that the right shot? Is that something you wanted to go for the win, or do you want to maybe, you had a couple extra seconds, maybe find a look at maybe something underneath, but obviously, a team like this that's winless in GNAC season, they're going for the juggernaut, and unfortunately that fell short, but you know, they're lucky to have even gotten a shot there, given that the turnover from Billings.
I believe Barkley was 1 of 5 from beyond the arc before taking that shot. So, and of course, we talked about Barkley's situation coming back from the academic ineligibility. Ruled eligible for this game, Z, but he hadn't played in, what, 3 weeks? Something like that. He was rusty. But Barkley willing to take the shot, unable to sink it. And Yeshuda now is going to get the roll here to make it a 3-point game.
Hey, get him off the floor! Should be a technical foul. Get off the floor.
And he's going to make them both here to make it a 4-point game, a huge free throw. Simon needs to put one up here. And they are going to lose this game 76-72. The final score, Simon Fraser falling to 0-12 in the GNAC. A tough, tough way to lose a basketball game, and that's a tough one. Virgil Hill having some words there with the Montana State coach. I'm not too sure what was said there, but everything cordial here after the game as the Simon Fraser clan, a real tough one, Z.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking loss. I mean, they played so hard, they battled. You know, I think the turnovers were a big factor in this game. You know, playing obviously a shorthanded staff from Billings, but you know, credit to them. They played a tough game, shorthanded, and battled with the clan throughout. You know, it's a tough loss for the clan, and you know, really got to feel they're walking off slowly with their heads down off the floor. But you know, it's I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say because you know this Billings team is going to go to 4-8. You know, they suffered a loss obviously at Western Washington on Thursday. And you want to come back and you want to think, you know, what's got to happen for this team to get a victory? And boy, when you have those problems at the border, you know, they come short-staffed. That can create some angst, obviously. But the way they were able to come out here and deliver tonight, such a tremendous effort from both of these teams, both playing desperate basketball. You watch it here on Clan TV, and we'd love to just run through some of the final numbers. We'll just let producer Gabe Lynn know. We'll just stay on here for a couple of short moments here to bring everybody up to date on some of the points as Zahid produces a box score for us here at courtside. But an opportunity to really make something happen with that last shot of the game, and it's going to fall short for Max Barkley, who finishes the game with 13 points, third highest on the team tonight. 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc, and 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Willing to take the shot, but the reward not there for the Simon Fraser clan, and it is that close. It's one shot in the final 6 or 7 seconds of a game when you've got the ball with a chance to win the game and win your first game in the conference, and it unfortunately doesn't happen for the Simon Fraser clan. JJ Pankratz with 17 points to lead the way. Jabron Sawani with 14. On the other side of the ledger, leading the way, Preston Beverly, 22 points and 12 rebounds for the pure freshman. He's 9 of 19 from the field. What an effort for Beverly. And Mark Matthews, 8 of 15 for 20 points. So that'll wrap it up here from the West Gym. For Sports Information Director Steve Frost, for producer-engineer Gabe Lynn, and my broadcast partner Zahid Vali Hashim, I'm Howard Samura, and we'll see you soon on Clan TV.